I wish it was Christmas today. I wish it was Christmas today.
Christmas every day. Christmas every day. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. From Gallatin, Tennessee, welcome to Christmas Every Day. This is the podcast that keeps the spirit of Christmas alive all year long. My name is Troy. I am your host. So if you're listening today, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're new to the show, please check out our back catalog, because now we have over 50 weekly episodes in the back catalog, plus all of last year's Naughty and Nice List episodes. So there's a ton of Christmas out there. Look, it's August, and Christmas might be a little hard to find these days, but if you go through our back catalog, there's a bunch of good stuff in there. Some of it is even mildly entertaining. You have to dig through it a little bit, but it's there, I promise. So good stuff in the back catalog. Because you see, we release a new episode almost every Friday. And I say almost because, sometimes life happens. We, might skip a week here and there. And that's what happened last week. I meant to get last week's episode out a day or two late, but it didn't happen. I took the weekend off and, I played a little bit of golf and I relaxed a little bit also. And so before I knew it, the weekend was over. It was like 8 o'clock on Sunday night. And my wife's like, oh my God, how is this weekend already over with? And I'm going, I don't know, gosh, I don't know anything. And it was time to go back to work. So I didn't get last week's episode out, but we're back at it this week, and we don't have any planned interruptions. And if the Christmas gods are smiling on me, then we'll get this episode out this week. I've got a little bit of exciting news for you guys today, and I'm pretty pumped about this one. So my wife and I were in Walgreens the other night. She had to pick up a prescription or something, and so we went obviously down the candy aisle, because you don't go into Walgreens without going down the candy aisle. And they have started putting out Halloween candy. So for the uninitiated, I'm an extremely huge fan of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. There's no better candy out there. There's no better mix of two ingredients than chocolate and peanut butter. I will fight anybody over that. And I'm right. So Walgreens has started putting out the Reese's Pumpkins out on the shelves for Halloween. And I think it was Charlie from the Closer to Christmas podcast, if I'm not mistaken, who said not too long ago that the Reese's Pumpkins and the Reese's Christmas trees are better than the Reese's regular peanut butter cups. I 100% agree with that. I don't know if it's because they're a little bit thicker. I don't know if it's like special like peanut butter that they use, or if the chocolates, there's something just much better about them than the regular Reese's cups. So naturally, while we were at Walgreens the other night, I grabbed a couple of pumpkins, and after I took them home, spoiler alert, I ate them. And you know what? They never stood a chance. Once I spotted those Reese's Pumpkins on the shelves, they never stood a chance. It was over before it began. And so, good news, everybody. At least Walgreens has got some Halloween candy out, and they've got the Reese's Pumpkins on the shelves. I'd like to thank me for discovering that. But I'm going to switch over to a little bit more serious topic here. I've got something very serious to discuss. This topic is of a very sensitive nature. It's actually really dark. This is a very dark subject. It's not a regular Christmas every day. We kind of like to be jovial and jolly, if you will, on this podcast. But I want to give everybody fair warning. This could make some of you uncomfortable. It does me. I am rattled. But I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid, and I'm going to come right out and say it. This isn't easy. The pumpkin spice coffee creamers are already out in the grocery stores. Oh, it hurt to say that. I'm taken aback. I'm sure the rest of you are. I mean, it's August. There can be no rational reason for this. My sister, Tammy, she gave us a gift a couple of years ago. It's called Santa Baby. And just a brief little recap. I had said on Facebook one day that I wanted somebody to remake Santa Baby that's sung by somebody who has a horrible lisp and who says chimbly instead of chimney. Well, my sister, because she's the best in the world, accommodated me and did that. And I'm going to, yeah, if you go back through our back catalog, you're going to find it. I call it Santa Baby. Anyway, my sister Tammy, she said it best the other day. We were talking about the pumpkin spice thing. And she said it best when she said that thinking of the pumpkin spice smell in this kind of heat was just enough to make her just go green around the gills. I couldn't agree with her more. I really couldn't. Pumpkin spice in August? No, 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 no. Peppermint mocha? Absolutely. Pumpkin spice? No, thank you. Okay. I probably need to back up a little bit. There may be a good number of listeners out there who weren't around last year when I was doing the naughty list every Monday. And what I would do, I would talk about 2 different holiday offenders each week that I put on the Christmas Everyday naughty list. Pumpkin spice was on the maiden voyage naughty list episode. When was that? I don't remember. But if you need some clarity on the issue, you should go back and check out that episode from September 1st of last year. It did create a little backlash. I got a little guff from some people. But I'm just going to tell you now, I call balls and strikes on the naughty list. There's always room for interpretation, but I call balls and strikes. I'm not going to get too deep into it with the pumpkin spice today. I've been thrown a curveball here. It's too early. I've got a feeling that pumpkin spice is going to make an appearance on the show at some point soon, but I need it for everybody to know. It's out there, okay? It's out there. You might like that, and it's okay. It's okay for you to be misinformed about that. I'm not going to hold it against you. Okay. Ooh, I need to lighten the mood up a little bit. That really brought me down a little bit. This is going to do it. So, folks, I finally did it. I watched The Muppet Christmas Carol on July 31st. I made it in July, and I'd been a little bit, skeptical of this movie before I watched it. It's not that I thought that it wasn't going to be entertaining, but I was really curious as to how good Michael Caine's performance was going to be. So, since this is my second favorite short story of all time, I take all of the characters in this story very seriously every time I watch one of the movies. And obviously, none of the characters more so than Ebenezer Scrooge. Well, I've got to say, Michael Caine nailed it, okay? I would say that maybe only Alistair Sim, surely, okay, I think George C. Scott might have done it. Okay, so Alistair Sim and George C. Scott are the only 2 Scrooges that I can think of that did a better job. And I would put Patrick Stewart right behind Michael Caine. Now, I haven't seen the Christmas Carol version with Albert Finney in it yet to see how well he did. I'll hopefully get around to that this holiday season, but, Michael Caine put in a very, very strong performance as Scrooge in this movie. I was very, very pleased with that. Also, the songs were excellent. Obviously, One More Sleep was my favorite. I really also liked that one. I can't remember the name of it, but the Ghost of Christmas Present did it. I can't remember what it was called. And that little Tiny Tim in that movie was just about the cutest little thing I've ever seen in a long time. Did I say that? Ever seen in a long time. It was one of the cutest things I've seen in a long time. I got it out right. I think the only thing that I didn't really like about the movie is that there were 2 ghosts that came to visit Scrooge instead of just Jacob Marley. And, obviously every version of the story is going to take, or every movie version of the story is going to take, certain liberties with it. This is the first one I've ever seen where Scrooge was visited by 2 ghosts when he was being visited by Jacob Marley. I still don't really know how I feel about that one. And that scene was kind of confusing anyway, because it wasn't very thorough, in setting up the rest of the movie with telling Scrooge about the visits from the 3 spirits that he was going to have. So, I don't know, that was kind of a strange part of the movie. Overall, I would call this the second best Christmas Carol that I've ever seen, and Michael Caine would be the third best Scrooge. So good job, Michael Caine. Great job with the Muppet Christmas Carol. I love that one. That'll probably go into the yearly movie rotation. I bought it. It was only like $2 on Amazon. So yeah, why wouldn't I do that? It was like $4 to rent it. So I bought it for $2. Can't beat that. Okay, we got one more little piece of housekeeping. The Christmas Everyday series that's called Welcome to Pine Tree Valley, in which I set out to create the perfect Christmas town, is going to be a standalone series beginning soon. So I'm going to kind of rework the whole thing, not in a huge, great detail up until what I've got so far, but it makes a little sense to have them separated so they'll be easier to find later on down the road, especially for me, because if I have to go back and, reference something, I'll be like, hey, I've got to go through all these episodes now. I'm just going to do them all as standalone episodes. But those are going to be coming out really soon, and I've got some really cool stuff coming up very soon for Pine Tree Valley. Please come back and check those out. If you follow the show or subscribe to the show, you'll be notified when they come out. Okay, so since we were talking about Scrooge, now, since the last time that I talked about Johnny Depp playing Ebenezer Scrooge this holiday season, the trailer for the movie came out. And the movie's called Ebenezer, and it's coming out on November 13th. London looks pretty much like I would expect it to look, and that's a good thing. But my whole thing that I talked about last time about it was that I was sort of on the fence about how I thought Johnny Depp's performance was going to go as Ebenezer Scrooge. And the main issue that I have with it is that, I kind of thought that it was going to be more Captain Jack Sparrow instead of like more of a traditional Ebenezer Scrooge. Well, since I saw the trailer, I need a drink. I've got some, I've got some cider here. Oh, it's good. Ever since I saw the trailer, I think I'm going to be a little bit more receptive to this movie than I had previously thought I was going to. I still think there's a chance that we could see a little bit of Captain Jack in there. Actually, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I can almost guarantee that there's going to be some kind of Captain Jack-esque behavior going on from Johnny Depp in that movie. But from the trailer, it looks like he's playing Scrooge much more, seriously than I had expected he would. And there's going to be a bunch of, subtle comedy mixed into it. It's not going to be as over the top, I don't think, as I had originally thought it was going to be. In other words, I'm more excited about this movie now than I was now that I've seen the trailer. To my knowledge, I think this is the first major movie adaptation of A Christmas Carol since the Disney version with Jim Carrey came out, whenever that was. What was that, 2012? I don't know when it was. But I didn't see that one in the theater. I really regret not seeing that one in the theater, but I'm definitely going to catch this one as soon as it comes out. I'm a little bit more excited about this one than I had been. What do you guys think about the Ebenezer trailer? I haven't really talked to anybody about it. Let me know what you think at christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. I'm genuinely more excited to see this movie now, and I'm more optimistic about it, if that makes any sense to you guys. Also, you know what? Somebody out there, start a Christmas podcast. Let's get some Christmas podcasts going. I know y'all want to talk about it. I love the ones that I listen to, but I always want more. Just do it already. If you get started over the next month or so, you're going to be up and running during the holiday season, so there's no better time to get started than right now. Look, it's a much better time right now to start a Christmas podcast than it is for pumpkin spice to be on the shelves. I'll tell you that much right now. This is a bad time for pumpkin spice. It's a good time for Christmas podcast. Let's get it going, y'all. Okay, so I think we should probably see where we are on the calendar and get to the countdown.
Santa's coming to town! Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Can you believe it's only 133 days to Christmas? Oh my gosh, we're only about a month out from the 100-day mark. That's a big milestone, and I can't say it enough. If you don't get those gift cards right now, you're going to run out of time, and you're going to look like a big old Christmas dummy with egg nog on your face. See what I did there? I'm tempted to explain it. I know some of you guys might not get it. Egg nog on your face. I'm going to give you some time to absorb that and mull it over. All right. Hopefully you got that. And it's only 18 days until September 1st. And let me tell you what that means. There's two things that means. Number one, okay. So there's three things that means. Number one, obviously the beginning of the Burr months, the best time of the year. Number two, hopefully a shift in the weather because it's been beastly hot. Oh my gosh, do y'all hear my little dog? Okay. It's been beastly hot in Tennessee, and we need a weather change. We need it to start getting cooler. September 1st usually brings around some kind of weather change. The third thing that September 1st means, actually it's going to be September 2nd this year. It means the return of the naughty list. So every Monday in September and October, we're going to release a new episode spotlighting 2 or more holiday offenders to put on the Christmas Everyday version of the naughty list. And in November and December, we're going to spotlight 2 or more things every Monday that we love about the best time of the year. So get geared up for the naughty. Look, I love the naughty list. It's my favorite part of doing this show. I would do it all year long. There's not enough material. There really isn't. I thought about it. There's not enough material. There's enough material to get me through the holiday season, and that's really about it. I would do the naughty list. Look, it's right up my alley. Just sitting around complaining about stuff for 10, 15 minutes at a time. I feel like I'm cleansing when I do that. It's a great feeling. But, get geared up for the naughty list to start in September, because on the naughty list, we have fun. The naughty list is just a really, really good time. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this elfing episode with the Carol of the Week. Now, you can check out the Christmas Everyday Christmas Carol of the Week Spotify playlist. Nailed it. By clicking the link in the show notes. So this week's Carol is actually a remake. I just found this like a couple of days ago. I'm looking through Spotify and I'm like, what would be a good, Carol of the Week? I do this every week. And I came across this and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I had no idea that this existed. And I played a minute or two of it and I was like, no way. I'm a child of the 80s, so I had to go with it. This week's Carol is a remake of a classic 80s song in which Tommy Two-Tone tries to hook up with a girl named Jenny because she was apparently she was a ho-ho-ho. So let's check out a couple of minutes of Santa Jenny 867-5309. Okay, I am totally not apologizing for that one because, look, I think it's actually a genius move for a one-hit wonder band to remake their only hit as a Christmas song. I can't get mad at that. It's not a good song, but it's 8675309. Come on, y'all, and it's Christmas. Can't get mad at it. It's a genius move. Okay, anyway, I think that is going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for checking in with us. Make sure you're following and subscribe to the show so you can get notified of the Naughty List episodes when those start coming out in September. And from our family to yours, Merry Christmas.